Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome back to That's What's Up with Qiyamah Muhammad. We're here with today's guest. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Oh, hi everybody. My name is Marvellous. Yeah, in Calgary.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Um, and for those, we it's been a little while, but for those who are new or coming back, um, That's What's Up is a show to bring awareness to the lives and stories of those um, with albinism and the albinism community to share their stories and experiences. Um, so today we'll be, well, as said before, we're here with today's guest, Marvellous, um, which is such a wonderful name, by the way.
Yeah.
To get started, um, I guess we could start, when you were born, how your parents like reacted and just like if if you ever talked to them about how they felt seeing a child with albinism.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom told me when I was born. The nurse almost ran out of the door because she was like, "What this? Like, who is this?" And yeah, and she was surprised, and they didn't know they had, you know, this um thing from their family, albinism. They didn't know they had the gene.
Mm-hmm.
And funny enough, my dad, he didn't really used to like albinos, because that's what his culture kind of taught him. But then he gave birth to two, I and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
But it came with so much difficulties because, like, at first they just thought we're normal kids. They didn't know if we anything about albinism, eyes. They had no idea if we could see properly. They just thought we were just like, you know, another kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it took them a long while before they could understand, oh, I don't think our kids could see properly. Let's get them glasses. Let's try to give them solution. Funny enough, it's until I was like maybe 13 or 14 years old because I was, in Nigeria. We don't really use sunscreen. But around 14, 13 years old, that's when I was introduced to sunscreen. So that's how, low level the education or knowledge about albinism was. But we here and yeah, we're happy. They love us both and they're grateful for us.
Right. So it's like just a learning process. Like
Exactly.
you said before, is like you didn't know nothing about sunscreen until you was a teenager, and then
Yeah.
like boom, the whole new world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. And I'm sure like basically everybody could relate to that.
Mm.
But so how how was it growing up in Nigeria? Um, like with the other children and um just
Yeah. It was kind of tough, honestly, but just had to blend in. Because we're different, they don't really see us type of people like every time. So maybe when entering a new place, everyone is just like staring, like looking, like who is this? Who is this person? And even here too, I got it because I'm not really white. I don't look like a white person. So whenever I even go anywhere, everyone is staring like, where are you from? We can't really tell. But anyways, back to Nigeria. I got kind of bullied because of my complexion. People singing songs for me. Um, in Nigeria, they used to call us Oyimbo. It also means like it means white person or fair person. And they used to sing the song on the streets whenever we like walk by. Um, or we just hear people calling us different names. Yeah, and so on. But as time went on, people began to embrace as I grew older, people around me began to get more mature and they embraced me, and I was just part of the whole school, the whole kids, the whole community. I wasn't feeling left out anymore or ashamed of my skin. But yeah, yeah,
So, did you and your sister? Oh, well, before we get to that, I actually interviewed your sister before. Um,
yeah, yeah. It's all about it.
you saw that one?
Winner.
Did you? Sorry, I need to stumbling over my words.
That's, that's okay.
Did you like see that video with your sister, or did you and her talk about it afterwards? Or
Like she told me because once you contacted me, I was like, "Oh, Winner, someone is asking for an interview. Have you done it?" And she was like, "Yeah, she has done it." I was like, "Okay, how's it gonna go?" She's like, "Oh, it's nothing. You'll be fine. You'll be cool." I'm like, "Okay." So I didn't really watch the video or anything. She just told me she did it with you.
so you coming in blind? Oh, not no
Sorry?
pun intended. So you coming in blind? No pun intended.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I don't know what to expect. Yeah.
Hopefully, it'll be a good experience.
It's
With
it's starting off great already. So
yeah,
yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad. It's just what I wanted. Like safe and comfortable space. Okay.
Yeah.
And so after, so I know that you and your sister. Well, was it all of your family that moved to Canada, or was it just you and your sister?
Yeah, all my family, my mom, dad. I have an elder brother, but he is not albino. He is regular black dude, and I my sister. Yeah,
Mhm. Oh, so what's the
hierarchy.
yes, yeah.
So my brother, he's the first child.
Mhm.
I'm the second, and my sister is the last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how how was that like sibling dynamic between you three? Like, with you like being you two being the older brothers and having a younger sister, especially with one with albinism. Um,
Funny
how
enough, like um, I and my sister we're like really, really, really tight. Like we're really close. I and my brother we're not that close
uh,
because most things as a kid he did I couldn't do. Um, yeah, I wasn't just in his level of, especially with sight. Like he was in the Boy Scout, I wasn't. He was in the boys band, I wasn't. He was doing sports, I wasn't allowed to do sports, and all that. So like we have different like why as a kid I was with my sister most of the time because you can't go outside, it's too hot. So I and my sister were just in the house looking at each other, trying to maybe play whatever we can find our hands on. But yeah, I'm closer to my sister than my brother. Yeah.
yeah, I could understand that. But like just a little bit. I have an older brother who doesn't have albinism,
Hmm.
so it's like he could do things like do track and track and field and everything, and I'm just like, I'll just read a book or something.
Yeah.
But it's like a little different since I never really knew anybody with albinism. But
Mhm.
did um were you able? It's, it would seem like it'd be um like a little easier to like talk since y'all could share experiences um like with that aspect. Excuse me.
Okay.
But well, back to you. Um so how was your how did you feel moving to Canada and just like basically saying like this basically like a whole new like perspective of everything and like just
Yeah.
how was
Yeah.
that like especially well, not especially but you know
Yeah. Um, honestly, like when my mom told me, it was like a bittersweet feeling.
Mm,
I was excited because I'm leaving the country. I'm flying abroad. I'm entering plane for the first time. I was like, yay. But also it hit me that, it's a new life, a new community. You would have to learn how to mingle with people again. I'm not sure if you're gonna accept me for who I am. I don't know if you're gonna, see my flaws as, it's normal. So I was kind of, scared a bit, but again, excited to go. Um, but I got here. It was kind of hard to get friends
mm,
because I'm different and people just stare and wonder and not even ask questions. But the education system really helped though.
mm,
So once they knew we were albinos, they try to. So in Canada, there's something called CNIB, is the Canadian National Institution for the Blind.
mm,
So it's not necessarily for albinos, but for people with low vision. So the school redirected us there. They gave us laptops, iPads, things that the school in Nigeria don't even care about. Like, yeah, you can't see how is that our business. You have to pass your school. That's all we care about in Nigeria. But here, the education system was trying to make us suitable to to learn.
mm,
And yeah, so but it took me a while as well to get into, the community of people accepting me for who I am.
mm.
But yeah,
Right. So it's like you got the resources and everything. Then it's
yes.
like that community aspect.
Yeah, it was difficult to breach at first. But I think
So,
I'm cool now.
oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, I cut you off. What did could you repeat that?
Oh, I was like, yeah, it took me a while to breach the community to be like, and I think maybe it's just the me thing from childhood, where I get into a new place, I'm just like super shy, quiet, don't want to speak. Maybe it's just me, but it took me a while though to start talking to people, and maybe after few months or so, yeah, I was beginning to get some friends, and yeah.
Like break out of that shell and be like, hey, like you speak first type of type of deal.
Exactly, exactly.
Ugh, I, I wish I could say the same, but I'm still that type of person. Like new place, people, no, thank you. I just that's still like a like for me personally, that's still like a type of difficult thing. Even though I do this with meeting new
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
but as you can see, I'm just ugh.
Yeah, but you're actually doing an amazing job. Like, yeah.
Thank you.
I don't even know. I can't. I don't have the confidence enough to be like, okay, let me interview albinos and
Hey, you're doing it
see.
with me. That's confidence enough.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You
Are
got that?
you
Hmm?
are you from the States?
I am. I am.
Okay, okay, all right. Yeah,
Born and
from your
raised.
accent, I could tell. Yeah,
I got an American accent.
yeah. Where though?
I was born in Maryland, but we moved to DC like a couple of years ago. Like,
All right.
so, yeah,
It's
we've been
cool.
in DC for a while.
Thanks.
Um, um, I'm getting that the nervous giggles again. Um, so when was the first time that you were able to meet somebody else with albinism?
Hmm. Apart from my sister, so
Should have.
my my cousin, so that's from my dad's side.
Mhm.
He also has a daughter, um, called Miracle. Her name's Miracle, and she's albino. And I just thought that was pretty cool.
Mm.
And then in my primary school, I think in North America they'll call it maybe elementary school. In
Mm.
elementary school in Nigeria, um, there was also we had a kid also who was albino. I was way older than him, but I just felt like the need to protect him from the nonsense I received. So when people like say stuff, I'm just like, what? And they try to move back. I'm like, oh, sorry. And I took him as a little brother. Um, and when I went to my secondary school, I there was another albino. So in here they'll call it high school or junior high school, whichever one. In my high school days in Nigeria, I had a friend who was also albino, and his name was Ferdinand, and his confidence was mad. Like his energy was crazy. I think
Mm.
he was more of like a street albino. So he doesn't really give two crap what people say. Like he can just basically stand his ground, and musically taught me how to stand my ground. And he could sing, I could sing, and we were moving like that, like, oh, these two people are amazing. And I guess for that school, that's how people kind of accepted us.
Mm.
And yeah, we're cool that way.
Nice. That's so interesting. Like it's like just having a friend that's also albino, and then it's like y'all just doing like a whole lot of things together. It's like
Yeah.
those are the two dudes that like with albinism. That's just
Yeah. Everyone knows us like Marvellous and Fetman. Marvellous and Fetman. This guy is, yeah. Everywhere we go, like everyone tag us. Like most people even thought we were brothers, but we're not brothers. But yeah,
hard. But it's like that energy is like the best friends who just has that sibling energy.
exactly, exactly. I think I connect well with anyone with albinism once we start talking. Man, I just think like, yeah, we good. We meant to no. Yes.
It's like gotta connect again. See if y'all could connect again.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Excuse me. So, I guess apart from school life, and so I was like the like everyday life, just um how trying to figure out how to word these questions, but
Yeah, that's okay. Take your time. Okay, I think I kind of know what you want to say. Like, how is my day-to-day life ha, being so? Oh God,
both some of them
being
are.
someone with albinism.
Mhm.
How do I handle day-to-day activities and stuff? Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Okay. So yeah, most of the things I actually do currently or have always done all my life, it's actually self-taught. So I play the keyboard, I play the drums. My parents didn't take me to go play drums or keyboard. I can actually play soccer and I'm actually good at it. I started doing it at school without telling my parents. I can I can actually run and
Mhm.
I'm actually good at it. That was back then, not now. Back then in high school, I can actually run and I'm actually good at it. So far, I know my path.
Mhm.
I was good at it. Um, so my day-to-day life has been when I get used to my environment, I think I'm good to go. So
Mhm.
my vision is not as worse as some other albinos.
Mhm.
So I don't actually use glasses.
Yeah.
The reason why I don't know what's wrong with the doctors here in Canada, but they said my eyesight is is good. It's good the way it is. They can't really improve it because I was wearing glasses before and it gave me headaches. and they couldn't reduce the prescription because then I wouldn't be able to see well, and they couldn't increase the prescription because headaches might increase. So they're like, even now with your current prescription, your eye vision is not it's not that it's not that much, so you don't really need glasses. So I'm good. So whenever I move around, I you know try to understand the environment. So that's why I'm really good at roads because I'm always looking for how to make the environment suits me.
Mm,
But I can't drive in Canada because my vision doesn't meet the Canadian um thingy. What's it called? Canadian rule. I blah blah. My vision doesn't meet it, so I can't drive in Canada. But unlike in the States, I know I would might be able to drive there or Nigeria for sure.
mm,
Um, yeah, about that, and I mostly use technology, so I do not read physical books anymore. I use my phone or my iPad or my laptop.
mm.
Um, what else? Albino. Sunscreen is key to not having sunburn. What else? Uh,
Well, I guess while you think of more stuff, go back
okay.
to um before when you were talking about things that you were good at. Would you want to pick those back up again? Like just like if you had the time,
Uh,
or is that just like a? He's like, you know what? I'm interested in this as a child, but yeah.
yeah, as a child, because everyone was doing it, I wanted to do it, and I found that I was, pretty good at it. But I don't think I would wanna, you know, run again. But soccer, I can play time to time. Can give me the ball, I can kick it, I can play it time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, but I think I found new interests like music,
Mm.
and that's what I'm basically doing. Even right now, I'm actually recording something.
Oh, I was
Um,
gonna say it's like we might be hearing music from you soon. Then you say I'm making music.
yeah, yeah.
Like, you got something coming out soon, or like some in the works.
It's actually gonna come out today. Funny enough, I'll finish it today. It's gonna come out on Friday. Yeah,
Alright, so by the time people be watch or what incorrect grammar. By the time people watch this, you're it'll be out. So you have like platforms that people could listen to it on.
yes. So I'm with this group called Red Music, and we, put out videos every week to just, you know, bless people. So yeah,
Cool. Well, like we'll be able to put the links in the description so people can check out your music.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that's interesting. I've always wanted to do stuff with music. Like I'm always interested in singing. Like my family will tell you like I'm singing like all the time. Like,
Yeah,
just
can we
playing
hear
music.
something?
Up.
Let's hear some tunes.
Sorry, my voice isn't warmed up.
No problem, no problem.
Maybe next time.
All right.
Yeah, that's cool. I like to hear some of your like some of y'all guys music um, when I get the chance.
Mm,
Um, and also when you mentioned about the doctors, the eye doctors experience,
yeah,
that reminded me. It was like that was basically like word for word when me and my mom went to the eye doctor last time.
yeah,
Like my doctor was like, "Yeah, there's like glasses won't do anything for you." And I was just like, "Mom, I told you like these don't help. It kind of just makes it clearer, but it's not. like it doesn't come closer so I can actually see.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But and also you mentioned that you'd be able to drive in Nigeria and and in the States, but not Canada. Um,
Yeah.
so there's I guess that makes sense that there'd be different driving laws around the world.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
yeah. And, um, would have you ever like wanted to learn how to drive, or like did you ever like teach yourself?
Funny enough, I did teach myself how to drive.
Hmm.
It is crazy. Before my dad even started driving in Canada, before my brother started driving in Canada, I was kicking the car. I was like, let's go. Same thing with my sister, we just, yeah. Because I'm that kind of person, when I'm curious to something, I do it. So, yeah, I drive, and sometimes my girlfriend lets me drive a car. Sometimes, but not like far distance, maybe just in a parking lot or something like that. But yeah, I know how to drive.
Oh, I don't know if I'll uh, drive like anytime soon, or somebody will teach me, or anything like that. But yeah, it's always cool hearing that like other albinos like know how to drive or like do drive.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Yeah, I guess also if you had someone, my sister sent me this video of an albino who she's in the States, who drives. And the only reason she's driving because her parents encouraged her, they taught her how to drive. Basically, showed her the right routes, the good routes for her to take. So, and she made some decisions when to drive, when not to drive. Maybe at sunset, sunrise, she might not want to drive then because the sun might be directly in front of her and stuff like that. So, depending on the people around you, I guess, they can boost you up to want to drive.
mhm.
And yeah, I always love cars. I guess that's why I just have to go drive. And my mom told me, no, do not touch my car. My dad was like, no, do not touch my car anymore. And I'm like, I can even break it. Can you guys calm down? Funny enough, there was this one time I wanted to learn how to ride a bicycle because as a kid, I always used to tell my mom, get me bicycle, 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 bicycle. And they're like, no, 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 no. So now I'm an adult. I went into Walmart, got myself a bicycle, and I
Mhm.
brought it home. And they were like, no, this isn't staying in this house. You can't drive a bicycle. Do you have a bicycle license? I'm like, what? I don't think there's a bicycle license. Calm down. And they're like, no, each time I drove it around, they will always complain, complain. But I drove my bicycle and yeah, they
Mhm.
just had to stop complaining at one point.
Yeah,
So,
that's like like just a normal parent thing. It's like, but I'm good at this. I can do this. And like,
mhm,
no, it's like,
exactly. And it was like a typical Nigerian parent, I guess, always trying to, yeah, instead of driving bicycle, go read your books. Like, what?
like, but I want to ride my bike, mom.
Yeah.
That's like also another thing. I've never learned how to ride a bike myself. Like my dad tried to teach me, but
Oh,
then my brother took my bike and he would ride it. So I like never learned how to ride a bike myself.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like typical older sibling stuff. Taking your
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Typical. Yeah. Yeah. My brother does that a lot too. So you're from the States. You were born in Maryland, you said, right? Okay, but like, where you originally from?
Oh, I was born in Maryland, like just born and raised.
Oh, okay. Nice.
But
Oh, you're like in the States. That's cool. Have you ever like ever traveled outside the States before?
nope, never. I'd
No?
love to though.
You want to? Okay.
Love to
Cool.
just travel and just go to different
Yeah.
countries.
Oh, by the way, I didn't, okay, I'm from Canada and Calgary.
And say that again.
Calgary.
Mm.
I'm from Calgary, Alberta. Have you heard of that before?
Mhm. I had.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Yes, that's where I'm from.
Cool. Hey, maybe there's some people that's like around in Alberta and be like, "Hey, I just saw you in this video." It's like, let's be friends.
Hopefully. Hopefully. I hope that happens.
Just broaden that
Yeah.
um connection. Yeah.
Mm.
Um. Yeah. Um. And I guess with my family, um, my dad's from Delaware and like that, the Eastern Shore, um, side side of the states, and my mom was raised in Michigan.
Oh, nice. Nice. Michigan, Detroit.
Mm, yep, it's like Grand Rapids, and um, it's another state. My aunt still probably be like, "How come you don't know this part?"
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, we was all well, actually, my mom was born in Germany, but on an army base, so technically American soil.
Oh,
But yeah,
that's pretty cool. Is she like in the, like does she have like a military background?
yeah.
Like,
Her dad, my grandpa, he was
yeah.
military. Military,
Oh, okay.
and he
Uh,
was, yeah.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Anyways, how is you know you know Bino in school here in Canada? I say here in Canada, in the States, sorry. In the States for you. Oops. Yeah.
um, well, for me, uh, like, let me unlock those memories real quick. Uh, so I was from kindergarten to second grade. I was in it's in the uh, worldwide nation Muslim school called MUI, or Muhammad University of Islam,
Okay.
and that was okay. It was like I was just a child and just and other people, other children that was in the nation had friends. I was kind of bullied, but not really. I think that was just me from that was just from me being shy and all of that. um, but then when I went to public school, that's kind of where it went downhill. Like just like the bullying was more intense and got more closed in and everything. But with um, like learning and everything, um, even though eyesight is like a all around problem
Mm.
for people with albinism, English and reading were like my best subjects.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
I would read books like all the time. Excuse me.
Oh,
Um, it's like I had to, sit up at the front, and I still couldn't see the board, so I had to actually get up from my seat, go up, write down whatever, or they had to print out bigger text because they didn't have like those like advanced, like interactive whiteboards
Oh, yeah.
um, until I was in a later grade. But yeah, it's like during band, I had to look over one of my classmates' shoulder and look at look at the notes and everything.
Mm,
Yeah, it was like an okayish experience in school.
I guess so. At one point, maybe I actually hated school. I didn't want to go. And my parents, they didn't know why. Because when my brother was going to school, when he was, first time went to school, I was really crying. I was like, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. They were like, wait, wait, you will, you will. And finally, took me to school. After three classes, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to go anymore. And they were like, why? So I would always break my pencil or like try to do something to make myself want to go to school. And they
Mm,
always caught me, but it was because like it was I couldn't really see what the teacher was doing. Yeah, couldn't see. Like for the longest time, I was like way back, not even the front. And I'm like, wait, what? So even how I write, my dad says that's not how they teach people how to write an S or a D or eight or nine. I write it differently, and he's like, "What the heck?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just have to learn it some way, somehow." Since I couldn't really see the board, yeah, the
I also write like a couple of letters differently in like my
differently, yeah, because taught ourselves how to do it.
like even though I had like those like handwriting things, it just
Hmm.
never got better. It's like my A's will still be open.
Yeah,
It'll just all be crooked. Got a new whole font for myself.
yeah.
But yeah, I can relate to that. But it's like you was like, I want to go to school. It's like, never mind. And it's like, you know, you asked for this, right?
Hmm.
You gotta go to
Hmm.
school.
So, do you have any like albino friends?
No.
No. Oh,
No, like my
yeah.
first ex- experience, my first time meeting someone that was also a child with albinism. I think I was in third grade, third or fourth grade, and there is this new student. Her name was Blondina, and and she was also
Like
albino.
that was her name or like a nickname?
No, I think that was like her real name, Blondina.
Oh,
Yeah, and she was kind of she was like that kind of older sister, but like that type of older sister be like, yeah, I'll like we'll talk to each other, but we won't interact at school.
oh,
But it's like we were still friends. Like, um, yeah, we like interact and everything. But then I think she transferred or moved. I don't know what happened to her, but yeah, that was like my first time um meeting another child with albinism.
yeah, yeah. I, I've actually seen a little kid. I think she's maybe 4 or 5 years old. She's a albino.
Mm,
She's just amazing. Her brother is like jumping everywhere. Funny enough, they're twins.
mm,
One is black, one has albinism.
mm,
Coolest than ever. She's more gentle whenever she's in public and church. Is like there. Her brother is just like doing his thing. She's just there and she has those glasses. I don't think she's seen anything with the glasses, but she's with the glasses though, and it's just the cutest thing ever. Like once I held her hand, I just felt like
it's like
I
you're
just
my sister now.
I felt the connection.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm just so happy that because we go to the same church, me and the kid, so I can maybe help. a bit with some guidance. Maybe if the
Mhm.
mom wants anything, she can ask my sister or myself, and we can help to make her life easier. Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be so nice. Like having a mentor, and you said like you're like great at speaking and
Yeah,
just explaining, and just that. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
yeah, yeah.
It's like I can I can kind like relate. Excuse me. Um, like it's like, but the positions are switched. So it's like I'm the child, and everyone that I meet is that like older mentor type guide guiding person. Um, especially with the show that and everyone that I've met and talked to, it's like I'm just gaining another sibling every time.
Yeah,
Every time I do this, and it's like a like such a great feeling, just knowing that there's someone else who can relate.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm. So, um, so I also just want to touch on another thing again, um, with music. Um, so you said that you're self-taught in keyboard and drums, right?
Hmm.
So how did you get interested in like in wanting to teach yourself how to play those?
So, like with the keyboard, especially with the keyboard, it wasn't 100% self-taught.
Mm,
I had a little bit of help, but from a friend, in school. I just love the way it sounds. I think one time I was at a church and this guy was just playing. I just wanted to do that. I just wanted to do that. That's all I wanted to do.
mm-hmm,
And so when I went to school, whenever they play, I try to go close. But then, I'm a bino. They chase me out. Yo, yo, move, move, move. You can't even see roads. You can't, yeah, move, move, go away. But I just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And then the guy was like, okay, learn this. First thing he did a chord for me, learn this, just one chord. I was like, okay.
mm,
I learned that chord. I went to my I went to my chair in school. I drew like a keyboard with a chord, and he was teaching me one step at a time, and yeah, I could play a whole song after that. But then it was left for me to develop every other thing on the keyboard, and I just kept wanting to do it because I just love the way it sounds. I love the way it made me feel whenever I play it. I love the way it made other people feel whenever I play it. And same thing with the drums. Yeah, my first school we only had drums and everyone was playing. I just wanted to learn as well because everyone was learning.
mm,
That's how I kind of got into drums. And everyone was kind of learning from each other. So someone we play and they don't really tell you the basics of drums. You just play. And
mm,
if you can play, you you step aside for someone else to play. So in class, I'll take my pens and try to play drums as well on the table, and that's how I kind of learned how to play drums. And even though I'm still learning how to play it, because the foundation of learning drums wasn't really
mm,
the greatest, but yeah, that's how I learned how to play drums myself. Even when playing the keyboard, most keyboardists say I play keyboard differently too. Like it's weird how you play, how to taught you how to play that, and I just like I just hear the sound and I try to make identical sound and I don't even care. So like maybe say listening to a radio and they play something and
mm,
like the tune to play, I don't see how he played it. but I try to pick out every tune and do it my own way and give the same results, but with different technique.
Mm-hmm.
So most people are like, yeah, you have a different touch to it and all that. I'm like, oh, thank you. So yeah, I guess just the passion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like you're just making your whole new style and technique.
Exactly. And just made me unique in a way. Yeah.
That's like, would you say that that's your passion, like for music and just keyboard?
Yeah, keyboard and a little bit of singing, a little bit of singing.
It's like, can we hear a sample from you?
Very had a little lamp. I'm done.
It's all right. Maybe next time we could give a little something.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Yeah, but that's like the way you do like just describe everything reminds me how I am with like musical theater and just acting in general because that's also one of my passions. It's like my singing, I want to do that on stage, like in theater.
Mhm.
So it's like I just love to act. Done a few school plays and just um, plays with my community. So it's like I've always been into the arts. It's like I love it.
Yeah. Like have you noticed something? Most albinos, most people with albinism, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I've noticed almost every, not even almost every albino I've met, they're into arts for some reason, for some weird reason. Either they're into singing, either they're into, actual drawing, but they're just into the arts.
Hmm.
There's something there, like I'm not sure. I wonder, but yeah,
Maybe since we can't see, we just put our our talents into, into something else.
into something else, right? Yeah. I mean, God designed it that way. Okay, I'm just not gonna give these guys good vision. I'm just gonna give them something else that is way better, I guess.
Like no sight, but a whole bunch of artistic talent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I love that. um, but yeah.
Yeah.
um, so are there any other topics that we can cover? And if we don't um like get to much else today, we could always do a part two sometime, so we could like go deeper and just
Yeah, yeah,
run with that those type of topics that we talked about.
yeah. That would be fair.
Oh, and maybe we could also just do one with you and your sister. Have the first time, like, two guest siblings with albinism.
Yeah, you should totally do that. Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
down for that.
All right, so we could put that down for a future a future video.
Um,
Like
I'm so sorry. You gotta teach me how to pronounce your name because I think I'm not doing it any justice. How'd you pronounce it?
Kiyama.
Kiyama.
Hmm.
Kiyama. Okay, Kiyama. Kiyama. Like, what does that mean? What does it mean, Kiyama? Do you
Oh,
know?
it's Arabic for the resurrection.
Hey, hey, that's deep. That's deep. That's cool.
And
Wow.
there's like a whole story behind my name.
You want to share?
Sure.
Okay.
um, and I could just do a shortened version, but if
Okay.
if anybody's interested in hearing the full version, there's a video um that I did for an event for June 13th, International Albinism Awareness Day, a couple of years ago. I think 2017. Um, and my dad explained like that story, just behind my name and like my birth and, and all of that. But so um, a year before that I was born, um, my mom and dad were expecting a daughter, and her name was Amira, but um, she ended up being a stillborn. So um, that was like the preface. I'm not sure the correct word for that, but um, fast forward a year later, from April 20th to April 13th, which is my birthday, um, I was born. And, I came out, all pale and everything, albinism. um, and so my mom and dad, they had picked out my name from the Quran
Mhm.
before I was born. So, they were just looking through the surahs or chapters, and they went to the 75th the 75th chapter, which is titled Al Qiyamah, the Resurrection.
Yeah.
Um, and my dad, he had actually pronounced it wrong. He had pronounced it Qiyamah, but
Oh,
but um, then we um so my name was Qiyamah for like the first 20-ish years.
oh,
um, but
oh,
during the um, during the event, June 13th, uh, we were able to get Minister Farrakhan um, as the keynote speaker, and he told us that the proper way to pronounce it is Kiyama. So
yeah,
so we just started pronouncing it that way as it's supposed to be pronounced.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. That's awesome. That's a good name. Yeah, I know most people as well. Whenever they give birth to an albino baby, they try to give them the most unique name ever. Yeah.
And like with you, like your name is Marvelous. That's like no pun intended, but a marvelous name, I should say. You probably heard that a lot.
Yeah, you should hear my brother's name. His name is Testimony.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was like,
My parents were on some level of high when they gave that to us, and they were like, "Let's give them Testimony, Marvelous, and Winner." Like, what does that? But it works though.
I was like, hey, it suits.
It
Like,
works.
like you and Winners, like y'all name suits y'all. Like for
Yeah.
some reason, it's.
Mhm.
Was there anything else that we could touch up on today, or um, like we want to just leave it here for today?
Yeah, let's leave it here for today. Maybe when we come back with Winner, we can, have more topics to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. So I won't keep you much longer. Thank you, Marvelous, for joining me for today. It was such a great time talking with you.
Thank you, Kiama, for having me. Okay, let me say it slower. Thank you, Kiama, for Qiyamah Muhammad, for having me in today's show. I'm really, really honored, and I would want to come back to
Oh,
do more. Yeah.
thank you. I'd be honored to bring you back.
Yeah, you have a wonderful, wonderful heart, and what you're doing will continue to grow. Yeah, it's a great thing. People are being changed. People are being connected as well.
Mm.
and knowing who we are and not just looking at us weird. So keep it what going.
Well, thank you, and you keep on going with all your work, and um that little girl that you mentioned before is like
Yeah.
hoping you can like grow that mentorship and everything. Um, oh, and before we end, would you like to share some words of advice to other people in the albinism community?
Okay. So I would just say stay confident, right? And honestly, don't really listen to what people tell you. You cannot do that. Try it for yourself, do it. And you tell yourself if you cannot do it or not. Um, yeah, and you're not different. We all special. Really, really special. And the world the world deserves us to be here. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, thank you. And like I always say, when other guests share their words, I'll keep that personally in my heart. Just keep that confidence, and just you gotta be who you are.
Yeah, be who you are. Let someone else not define who you are,
Exactly,
Find
like
out
you
what
find
you
yourself.
like. Yeah,
Yeah. So, thank you once again for joining me for today.
thank you.
And we'll have a great time next time. You're on the.
Yeah. Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you.